Let's pay homage to the lineage gurus. Homage to the Venerable Monk Liao Ming. To Master Sakya Tsung Kong. Homage to Master Sakya Tsung Kong. Homage to the 16th Dharma King Karmapa. Homage to Master Tupten Dorji. Homage to the three jewels of the altar. Homage to the main deity of Homa. Om Gurukuli 3 Saha. Sumu, all Dharma masters, Dharma educators, Dharma teachers, Dharma lecturers, Dharma assistants, temple directors, all disciples present here and over the webcast. And our guest of honors today, from the ACT Foundation, the CEO, Mr. Lee. Welcome. From the Taiwan government, the Chief Secretary, Mr. Cheng. From Tainan City, the Director of the DBP Party Committee, Mr. Tsai Wang-Quan. From Kaohsiung City, the Vice Chair of the KMT Party, Ms. Xu. From Pingtung, the Taran Science and Technology University, the Assistant Professor Ye. Also a Doctor of Education. From National Tsinghua University, the Mechanical Engineering Department, Dr. Lee and Mrs. Lee. A well-known TV personality, Mr. Tai Ziren. A well-known TV personality, Mr. Xu and Mrs. Xu. And his son, Xi Gandan. A well-known TV personality, Mr. Lin or Aken. Producers for the Feng Sung Wushuang, Mr. Lee. And the senior to His Holiness alumni, the Vice Chair of the Chinese American Chambers of Commerce of Philadelphia, United States, Mr. Tsang. Attorneys to the True Buddha Foundation, Ms. Huang. President of the Lotus Light Charitable Society of Taiwan, Mr. Wu. Members of the Lotus Light Charitable Society of Malaysia, altogether 22 people. Datuk from Malaysia, Ms. Cheng Yuen. Producers from CTI TV, Illuminating Your Heart, Mr. Bekasu. Producers for the Platform Sutra and the Development Stages of Tantayana, Master Lian Yue. And the host, Dharma Sister Peiju. Good afternoon, how do you do? So the two main actors of the Feng Sun Wu Shuang are Tai Ziyuan and Mr. Xu Xiaosun, and also his wife and his son. In naming his son, his family name is Xu. In Taiwanese is Ko. Ko sounds like suffering. Because he doesn't want the kid to suffer too much, so his kid's name is Ko Kandan. There is a temple in Tibet called the Kandan Temple, so it's the same name as the kid. And the name upright is called Kan, but the other way around is called Tan. So Xi Xiaosun was very special. He loves rocks before. In his house it is filled with rocks. And rocks have energy. I've watched the TV and there's news about this Mr. Xu Xiaosun. His face looks like a mountain god of Thailand. And I checked the face and they really look alike. No wonder that's why he loves rocks, because mountain god loves rocks. So from how you look and your special liking toward rocks, so you would have mountain god attached to your body, which means you're very fortunate, you're very blessed, because the mountain god is also a wealth deity. So the earth god, the mountain god, they are wealthy. So I wish that your artistic career would flourish and prosper. And our Mr. Tai Ziyuan, the main actor of this show, Feng Sun Wu Shuang, which is the unique mat god. He loves to take the sandal and use it to hit all over. And I often watch this because you must have good ratings, because I often watch it. In this Chinese Star TV, the Mad God Songs and Dance Company and the unique Mad God, really there's no comparison. And today we have Aken, the producer, they're all here. So that's why I especially introduce you. If we often watch their show, TV show, then the ratings would be high and they would last long. Actually, human life is like this. Just with two words. Crazy. It is better to live this way, not so seriously. And there's no need to explain sometimes. Like in giving Dharma teaching, I don't feel like explaining too much. If you understand Grandmaster, there's no need to explain. And those who understand Grandmaster, it's even more so, you don't need to explain. Because there's no use to explain, because he wouldn't understand. And if one already understands, of course there's no need to explain further. That's how human life is. Grandmaster is very easygoing. I've been a monk for a long time, but I never feel that I'm a monk. But I still have to follow the precepts, to abide by the precepts, wearing the monk outfit, shift the hair, and the external look represent the precepts. So, members of the Sangha, monks and nuns, cannot wear ordinary clothes. Of course, for military men, it's okay. But for monks and nuns, always the Lama outfit or the monk outfit at all times. As soon as you wear ordinary clothes, then you're the ordinary person. You're a civilian. You're a mundane person. That you violate the precept. So, as monks and nuns, we should abide by the precepts. And whether the ordained or the lay bodhisattvas also have to abide by the precepts. And all Buddhists have to abide by the 5 basic precepts. And the Homa that we have today is Gurugule Buddha Mother Homa. And this deity is also a magnetizing deity. Together with Ragaraja, are considered the 2 great magnetizing deities. My gurus taught me before about Gurugule Buddha Mother. And this deity also is related to 3. And she also came from Amitabha's Western paradise, the same as the wealth attracting goddess. So with these 3, you would know their origin. So wealth attracting goddess and Gurugule Buddha Mother came from Amitabha Buddha place. If the wealth attracting goddess is the mistress or the 3rd party, because Amitabha Buddha already have Kuan Yin and Mahastama. So the wealth attracting goddess is the 3rd party or the mistress, and then Gurugule Buddha Mother would be the 4th party, also mistress. It's just using a common words. So he's also an emanation of Amitabha Buddha. And the look of Gurugule Buddha Mother, the body is a dark red. She is young and beautiful. Both Gurugule and the well-attracting goddess are 16 years old, with 1 face and 3 eyes. The upper body is wearing the celestial garment, and the lower body is wearing the tiger skin. And wearing all kinds of ornaments, and she has 4 arms, The right hand is holding the arrow. The second right hand is holding a hook. The left hand is holding a bow. And then the other left hand is holding a lasso. And on her feet are the Mara and his wife. And Rahula. The mantra. And the mudra. The mudra, the ring fingers are inward and all the other fingers are upright. So this is the mudra of Guru Gule Buddha Mother. And with the mantra, a mudra, and her look, this would comprise the response practice or the chanting practice. So this would comprise the tantric response practice. You need her look to visualize, form the mudra to represent the purity of the body. Visualize her look, that's the purity of the mind. And by reciting her mantra, that's the purity of the speech. With these three purities, you gain spiritual response with her. And once you gain spiritual response, you can perform all kinds of Dharma.
Guru Gule 是敬爱尊今天很多人都穿这个红色
Guru Gule is the magnetizing deity, so a lot of people wear red. All of our guests on the first row, they all wear red, and many people are wearing red. This means before practicing this deity, you use red color as much as you can in the offerings. And you also wear red clothes. The red color is the joy, color of joy. In the ancient time, at weddings, we wear reds. These days, we wear white. I don't know why people wear white these days and why they wear reds before. I'm not clear. Because they follow the Western tradition. The Eastern tradition, we wear reds. So, by you wear the color of the deity, and then in chanting the mantra, forming the mudra, visualizing her look, this represents you wish for the blessings of Guru Gule Buddha Mother upon you. She's holding a bow and arrow, and then the other pair of hands holding hook and lasso. It's easy to explain. She's a little bit like Jupiter of the Greek mythology. When the arrow shot on you, then you would generate a kind of love. So it's like Cupid. That's the Dharma about the bow and arrow. And the flower that she's holding it's not Utpala, it's Yupala. So the arrows is made of flowers. So it will not, you will not be injured when you are shot with these arrows, but instead your heart would beat faster. Then you would be electrified and have chemistry with the shooter. And then it would be easier. And then if you throw the lasso and then tie down that person, that you can be bound together with that person, then there would be a small love. And if you bound lots of people together, then there would be great love. And the hook can also be used for Dharma practice. The wealth-attracting goddess, her hook is to attract wealth, and the hook of Gurukuli Buddha Mother is to attract a person. If you wish that your boss is nicer to you, then you let out this hook and hook on the boss, then the boss would be kinder to you. And then you recite the mantra, you visualize Gurukuli Buddha Mother. And then with these 4 Dharma implements, hook, lasso, bow and arrow, they are all Dharma implements. They all can be used for Dharma math practice. It can be used for magnetizing or subjugation. The Yidam, or the main deity, personal deity of my guru, Master Thupten Charji, is Gurukuli Buddha Mother. Actually, he's very strict about receiving disciples. They have to have matching zodiacs or birth star. If it is in compliance, then he would accept them as disciples. And he only had 300 disciples. Otherwise, if it's in conflict, then they could be betraying you. Why he only had 300 disciples? Because the guru is afraid of the disciples. Why? Because disciples, good disciples would praise you, make offerings to you, but bad disciples going out, they could destroy you, harm you, slander you. So in accepting disciples, he had to check on your zodiac and birth date. And it has to match with him. That's why he only had 300 disciples, but now he had lots of disciples. Why? Because he had Sheng-yen Lu as his disciple. After he had Sheng-yen Lu as his disciple, he had lots and lots of disciples. That's good enough with one disciple, Sheng-yen Lu. Then 5 million disciples all come. So sometimes practicing Gurukuli Dharma practice doesn't mean that if you only have a few disciples, that's it. But by accepting Grandmaster Sheng-yen Lu, he had lots and lots of disciples. So Master Thupten Charji's Yidam is Gurukuli Buddha Mother. So these jokes were written by Dharma sister Linda Chung. The boy, the man chases after the woman, and the woman chases after the man. And in courting, they have all the nice words. And in dating, this is a play of words of Chinese. In dating, and in engagement, they also still have beautiful words. But after marriage, it's only a few words in between. And after children, it's all unnice words. And then when you're old, you talk to yourself. And then near death, it's all improper words. That's how romantic love is. But the wife of Xi Xiaosun, I could say that you are very loving towards each other. For if you practice this magnetizing Dharma practice, if you become an artist in the next life, it would be incredible. You would be amazing. Look at Zhou Jie Chao. Just look at her hair, his hair, and his eyes are no big deal. And his nose, just so. And his chin shouldn't show that he would be so magnetic. He doesn't look as good as two of our monks. Where are they? Please stand up. Nian Ye. Yeah, the same. What's the difference between Ya and Ye? One is Chinese, one is Taiwanese. In Chinese and Taiwanese, it's about the same, right? If I don't call him Ya, call him Ye. And Lian Zhen. These two of my attendants are tall and handsome, and their faces look good. You look much better than Jie Chao. But why did you become monks? If you're in the artist world, but they all have their own destiny. Jie Chou practiced Guru Gule in his past life. That's why he could attract so many. As soon as he gets out and then swing his hair, all the girls would become hysterical. And these two monks, when they get out and conduct the group practice, all the female disciples would attend. Please sit down. The issue of love in this world is really beyond imagination. There is a woman in her 60s. And there is a man in her 30s. Oh no.
居然爱上了30几岁。
And the 60-year-old fell in love with the 30-year-old man.
当然不会理他。
And of course the man ignored her.
但是他还求我，
But
我给他
she
108个红莲花的
asked me to help. So I give her 108 pistils of red lotus and ask her to make the Homa fire offering, and for each of the pistil recite the name of the man. And eventually the 30-year-old man chased after the 60-year-old woman.
有这种事情，
Something like this happened.
所以这个你做父母用红色的
So in Homa, you use the pistils of the red lotus, and for each of the pistil, you chant the name of the desired person and then throw it into the Homa fire and recite the Guru Gule mantra. Then there would be love generated.
这是一个法，这是一个法，
So this is
确实很重要。
a Dharma that's very important.
这个大家以为30几岁的男的爱上60几岁的女的，
You may think that in Taiwan it also exists. A 30-year-old man fell in love with a 60-year-old woman. I don't know whether they do any practice.
像这样子，
But
有可能像那个对上联啊，
this is like a couplet. That the upper couplet is ha ha ha,
下联写着
and the lower couplet is he he he.
横批是什么？ 神
And
经有病。
horizontal is that you're mad.
真的差那么远的年纪呀、
It's a big difference in age. Isn't that you're crazy?
我听说那个诺贝尔奖，我不能讲他的名字，因为他会告我。
I couldn't say the name,
他
but
就说要告那个平路，有一个作家叫平路啊。
there was an author,
就是写了他。
a critics, that wrote someone who won the Nobel Prize with the a woman,
我不能讲他是谁，总之
and
诺贝尔奖的得主。
and this person wanted to sue the critics.
有一个女的才20岁，对不对？
And he's already in the 80s, and the woman is in the 20s. And they got married.
那么在电视上我看那个福州的
And on
80岁
TV
诺贝尔奖的得主出来的时候，我看到诺贝尔奖的得主
When
就是脚
the Nobel Prize winner,
牵着
the hand is holding that 20-year-old woman,
出来的时候是这样的。
and in receiving the prize, he walked like
都站
this.
不住了，
He couldn't even
身
stand
子都没有
straight,
办法站直。
or
那你
he's
想
unstable.
那个东西会直吗？
So how could that thing be straight? I don't know.
阿弥陀佛，
Amitabha.
阿弥陀佛，怪不得人家要说卢世尊啊，怪不得人家要讲卢世尊。卢世尊
That's why no wonder people said something that
还有那种
Kemasalu
阿弥陀佛，真的，身子都在抖，手也在抖。
Amitabha. So the body is shaking and the hand is shaking. This thing, is there any part that's not shaking?
80几岁，你起20几岁，
So So when an 80-year-old man marries a 20-year-old woman, that thing is shaking too. In Taiwan now, it's very common to be going to motel. Motels in Taiwan is different. An 80-year-old took the 20-year-old wife to the motel, very happy. And then after I got there, the 80-year-old man said, and do I forget something? And then he took the girl out from the motel, and then he said, when he got to the car, he just said, "Oh no, I forgot that thing," because that's too huge difference in age. Then that would be problematic. So the Dharma practices of Guru Gule, the seed syllable is Chri, radiating light, red light. The mantra, Om Guru Gule 3 Soha. The mudra, the ring fingers are inward, and the pinkies, the middle fingers, index fingers, and the thumbs are upright and touching each other. The left touch the right. And that's the response practice. Once you gain spiritual response in this Dharma practice, I believe that everyone will respect and love you. Especially for artists or celebrities. They go in public, or the monks and nuns. If you gain spiritual response with Guru Gule, Buddha Mother, then lots of disciples will follow you. You would have lots and lots of disciples following you. Some monks and nuns are very lonely because they don't have great affinity with the mass. But once you practice Guru Gule, Dharma practice, you would have attraction for the mass. The mass would be attracted to by you. You would have that public attraction. We cannot say that this respect and love is forever. Sometimes it's short-lived, especially between husband and wife. It is not so easy to be together all of our lives. It is not so easy for anyone to get along with each other, especially for husband and wife, because they have to live under the same roof for such long period of time. It's really not an easy matter. Everyone has their own characters, personalities, mood, and likings and dislikes. It is really not easy to get along with each other. But if you do the practice of Guru Gule more, then the love would last longer. Otherwise, you would be like this couple. The wife asked the husband, if we both die and fall into hell, what should we do? And the husband said, I would pray to God so that you can go to heaven, and then I would stay in hell. And then the wife said, you're a good person with good conscience. Then the husband said, because I'm afraid if in hell we're still husband and wife, then there would be a real hell for me. Actually, we shouldn't talk about issues or problems in our own family or home. But they're all gone, so it should be okay, right? About my dad and my mom. We shouldn't talk about the bad things of our family. My mom left first, passed away at early 70s. And my dad, he's okay. He's told his children, when I also go, please remember, don't place me and your mom together. So that must be quite serious. And the wife in that joke said earlier that, oh, you go to heaven and I'd rather stay in hell, the husband said. So that must be serious. Because if both of them are in hell, that must be really bad. But actually, after death, that he was the incense burner guardian, and my mother was Kuan Yin Bodhisattva. I cannot say more. You know, the youth to guard the incense burner and Kuan Yin Bodhisattva, they still don't get along with each other. So who can be getting along? So because we know, then we should still strive to get along with each other. So we have to understand this. Even when you have different temperaments and personalities, you still should strive to get along. Only this way, you would be able to maintain it for a long period of time. This is very important. But there are also some people who get along. The Emperor Qianlong, in her 80s, had a celebration for his 80th birthday and had thousands of tables invited for a banquet. Invited all the elderly of the country and had a 99-year-old man to give a speech. So the 99-year-old man from the north said that every day I walk hundreds of steps. That's why I live to be this old. And the 99-year-old from the south said that at every meal I would eat one mouthful less. And the 99-year-old from the east said that I always am happy rather than being sad. And the 99-year-old from the west said is that because I don't touch cigarettes and alcohols. And then the 99-year-old from the central spoke in a soft voice. I live to be 99 because my wife is ugly. So please remember, These are formulas. What time is it? 5:04? How long have I spoken? We should talk a little bit on Hevajra. On chapter 39, the tantric three non-leakings, or the three sikas. In Mahayana Buddhism, there are the threefold non-leaking trainings, or sika, of higher precepts on morality, mental stability, and wisdom. In Tantrayana Buddhism, there are also the threefold non-leaking trainings of body, speech, and mind. So precepts, mental stability, and wisdom are the three non-leaking trainings, body, speech, and mind too. Once a disciple asked me in the non-leaking of the light drops training, the light drops refer to the semen and blood. And actually not just the semen and blood, but all the excrements, all including the water and fire. They're also the hormones are also light drops, and hormones exist throughout the body, not just semen and blood. That's only part of it. And my answer, in tantric practices, other than the non-leaking of the body, of course, there are also the non-leaking of the speech and the non-leaking of the mind. Let me briefly explain it. The non-leaking of the body, that refers to the attainment of the physical body. So, from wherever we lose it, we should retract it from there. That's the statement of the Golden Mother. Then, when our physical body attained the fruition, we would become a powerful Vajra Yogi, a strong Vajra Yogi, an indestructible Vajra Yogi, because you don't leak anything. When you leak, then you would age and you would lack energy. So this is how marvelous the secrets of the body is. If your mind does not leak, you have no afflictions, no troubles, you're very happy. And your body is also non-leaking. You have the attainment of the non-leaking of the light drops. And your mind is also non-leaking. And you retain the body and you have no afflictions. And your speech also doesn't leak. And what is the leaking of the speech? If you tell lies, boastful words, double words, evil words, that's all the leakings of the speech. If you speak normal and kind words, Buddha Dharma words, or you don't talk, you hold your breath, then you would extend your lifespan. So that's how people can live to be so old. And the tantric non-leaking of the speech can be discerned from the three-syllable mantra. Om, that's universe. A, that's Buddha. And Hom, that's attainment or accomplishment. In the Sanskrit mantra syllables, one can crack one's inside and outside. All mantras are truly incredible. And this is how marvelous the secrets of the speech is. So the secrets of the speech. If you often recite Om Ahom, Om, that's universe. Ah, that's Buddha. Hom, that's attainment. As long as you know how to recite Om Ahom, or just Hom, and you visualize yourself to be a Ragaraj, a Vidyaraja or Heruka, and continue to chant Hum, 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 then you can eliminate your dark energy, or you can also help others. And if you visualize the you can become a Buddha. If you recite Om, that means the whole universe can enter into your body, can merge with your body. That's Buddha nature. So if you recite the mantra, then your speech does not leak. If you chat too much, then you leak in the speech. And we can use pleasant words to teach Dharma to all beings. And we can also use the mantra wheel to transform the channels into beautifully ornamented, perfect attainment of the reward body or light body. And the non-leaking of the mind, this is utmost important, the most important, the leaking of the mind. Because the mind is really the most marvelous, unthinkable secrets. Think about it. So let me tell a simpler example. If you watch a pornographic movie, I don't know. In computer, there's also this pornographic movies, or in iPad, iPhone. Then your mind would be on that pornography. And then out of control you would leak. So this thing can happen because your mind is being being influenced. So because those kind of movies we should not watch. So because your mind is there, is on it, and then when you cannot retain it, then out of control you leak. So the leakings, the non-leaking of the mind is most important. Don't think about hatred, because if you think of it, things related to hatred, because if you think of it, then you will not be happy. If your mind is completely pure and happy, you would live a long life. So those old people have said it earlier, they are always happy because it's due to their mind. The mind would make you happy because the mind is upright. If the mind is not upright, then you would go the deviant paths. So that's why the mind is very important. We know that so Dharma nature knows something. Dharma nature knows everything. And Dharma nature is inconceivable. This is very profound. Dharma nature knows something. Dharma nature knows everything. And yet Dharma nature also doesn't know. Why? Because if you understand this, this would be called the ultimate truth, and you would be enlightened. So you can know about everything, but you can also not know about anything. Why? The Dharma nature knows about everything, but at the same time also doesn't know anything. If you can explain this, that means you're enlightened. So we transform the sweet nectar body into Dharma body. And this is the supreme, marvelous truth. The transformation of the mind energy from 1 to 2, from 2 to 3, from 3 to none, etc. All the way to the unspeakable realms of the Dharmakaya. And this way we arrive at the combined 3 kayas of the Buddha with purity and self-mastery. So the purity and self-mastery of the non-leaking of the mind can confirm that reincarnation and nirvana, these two, and the wisdom of the non-leaking is one taste. And Buddha and sentient beings, the path and its fruit are one taste. And the 5 poisons and the stopping of the 5 wisdoms are one taste, and taking and relinquishing are one taste, and great bliss and empty nature are one bliss, one taste. A man told the woman that my mind is filled with you, and the woman said, you make a mistake. Your brain is full of shit. And then the man said, oh, I don't want you to insult yourself like this. So think about it. If your mind is filled with Buddha, then you would be pure and have self-mastery. But if your mind is half white and half black, then that would be Taiji. But if your mind is filled with black, then you would be devil or Mara. All the bad things, bad ideas, evil ideas. That's why the purity of the mind is very important. When you reach the highest realm, you would know there is no white and no black. At this time, you can prove that reincarnation and nirvana, these two, and the wisdom of non-leaking are one taste, and the fruit and the path of the Buddha and sentient beings are one taste, and the stoppings and the healing of the 5 poisons and the 5 wisdoms are one taste, and the taking and the relinquishing are one taste, and great bliss and empty nature are one taste. Think about it. Why is it one taste? Black and white, why is it one taste? Good and bad, why is it one taste? Reincarnation and nirvana, why are they one taste? Buddha and sentient beings, why are they one taste? And the 5 poisons and 5 wisdoms, why are they one taste? The taking and relinquishing, why are they one taste? And the great bliss and empty nature, why are they one taste? If you can comprehend this, then you gain enlightenment. This is very important. Asking a female colleague, what is the family name of your dad? Fan. How about your mom? Oh, also Fan. And then another woman said, oh, then they're homosexual. Grandmaster's family name is Lu, and Simu's family name is also Lu. which is Tongxin, also means same name. This is playful Chinese. So that's why this is one taste. It's not homosexual, but it's one taste. It's a joke. This is hard to explain. This, let me see. It's difficult to make analogy. A girl had a broken heart and cried, and when the boy laughed, he gave her a white rose and told her quietly, when this flower wilted, I would come back. And when the girlfriend and the girl's friend heard that, oh, he's very romantic. And then the girl said, no, but the rose is made of plastic. So what is one taste? Think about it. White rose and a plastic rose. And this rose, they look like there are two of them. They're both roses. One is a natural rose. The other one is a plastic rose. There's a differentiation between them. But think about it. How could you make them have no difference at all? And what is this no differences? You know, every day at the master, you take a white, real rose, place it on the altar, and you take another plastic white rose and place it on the altar, and you look at these two roses. And at what time, when would they be the same? When they would be the same. If you understand this, then you would have gained enlightenment. You're enlightened. If you cannot, oh, there's this analogy, very good one. Last night, Simu watched the TV shows on the concubine harems of the court. I was just walking back and forth, and sometimes I saw a little bit. And I saw the king took a jade rings, a good jade that's like bounded, like chained together, and asked everyone to open it, and no one could release the chain. And Zhen Huan, which is the king's concubine, and told her daughter and told her how to open them. So the daughter took the jade and then threw it to the floor, and they broke to pieces, and of course they all released. The chain was released. So I happened to see this piece of the show. When he asked the ministers to open the chain, at that time I told Simu, just throw it to the floor and it would be open. And it turned out the TV show also did that. It's very simple. And who cares about the value, etc.? Because the chain, of course, couldn't be open if you worry about the value, etc. If you don't worry about that, you just throw it on the ground and the chain will open. A white rose and a plastic white rose. When would they become one taste? I will speak no more, otherwise you all would gain enlightenment.
一个语文课上老师叫小明用长城去造句。
In class, the teacher asked Xiaoming to create a sentence with the Great Wall, 长城. And then he said, the Great Wall is long. Actually, the Great Wall in Chinese is the long wall. And the teacher said, no, that's not good enough. And then Xiaoming said, well, but I'm not Genghis Khan, because Genghis Khan was the one who built Great Wall. And he asked Xiaoming to build another Great Wall. This is a play of word of Chinese. That analogy is very close to enlightenment. Just think about it a little bit more. So, jade rings, nine rings of jade chain. How do you open the chain? Just throw it to the ground. So one real white rose and one plastic white rose. At what time or when would they be of one taste? Oh, money, baby, home.